too. Knows about the grind. Yeah, the bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. What's up, Nasties? Happy Friday. The sun is shining. Hernan was going to come in with some heat, but my guy Joaquin made me a mezcalita, and suddenly all my worries and fears and anxieties have drifted away.
It sometimes helps, man. A little bit of liquid remedy.
I'm fine. Trent Frederic's fine. I don't care.
That's why I brought it in. I brought the mixologist is in the house tonight, and
I've had a lot of mezcalitas in my life. I tell you, this is one of the best, if not the best one I've had, man.
Hey, Jay Milne. Hey, Jay. It's Jay making the mistake of the day. It's Jay. He's missing margaritas today.
That's good, man.
I told him we were having margaritas.
Yeah, but he was off.
So what?
Max Bezouza says, "Are you selling those?" No.
I should.
Big Ukes in the house? No, I want the heat. Bring it, Hernan. Well, it's his fault, man. He fed me tequila. And now I'm feeling damn good.
This show's only going to be an hour today.
Hopefully Dusty's not listening. Yeah.
He's got good Wi-Fi. He's probably listening. We got it.
Man, he looked sharp yesterday on the broadcast. That beard, the beard really pops.
It does.
Is
that a filter?
No.
I was thinking, is that a beard filter?
That's great. It looks solid.
Yeah, I know.
The best moment on yesterday's broadcast is when Glenn Suter says, so McDavid to the Vegas Golden Knights, and Dusty goes, Suits, I'm going to slap you. Of course.
So
we're all over the Elks and Bombers game. I know. They fall to 0-3. For me, it's a weird game to break down because you saw a lot of good, but you still saw some bad. We're going to get to all of it, of course. Trent Frederic signs an 8-year deal. We'll get to that here quickly. The big move, Noah Dobson heads to the Montreal Canadiens. 2 first-round picks in this year's draft. And Emil Hyman, John Tavares re-ups in a team-friendly deal with the Maple Leafs. We're all over it. Don't worry. Zach to the future at 140 is going to be fun. Stefen Rosner from NHL.com. I booked this yesterday because they have the first overall pick.
Yeah.
But then the Noah Dobson trade comes out. He covers the Islanders. That's at 220. That's going to be a fun conversation. Need for Speed segment coming up for Rad Torque Raceway at 2 o'clock. We're going to tee up NASCAR. We're going to tee up the big race, F1. FP2, I think, is complete right now. So we're all over it. So we're all over the place, and it's NHL Draft Day. It's going to be great. We'll see if the Oilers can make some moves, create some magic. But let's get to it. Oh, reminder, Nasty Chat. Hit that thumbs up. River Korean Buck 780-218-9999. We appreciate you watching. If you're listening, of course, you're probably on iHeart. Tune in. Or the EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Just slide on over, slam that thumbs up. Joaquin, before we get to all the sports, how you feeling?
Well, better now.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
I did not. I must have missed when you said you were doing these today because when I saw you shaking I was like, oh,
wasn't shake. I was just shaking the shaker. I wasn't shaking.
Yeah.
Although I'm kind of a mover and shaker.
Yeah, I was like, damn, what do we? And then I saw the tequila. I was like, oh, this day just got a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it makes a difference, hey?
Yeah. Oh, it's Friday. Hernan's got the weekend off again.
Yeah.
I love it.
And the weather's nice.
Weather's fine. Well,
so
kind of. It's like yesterday evening, it was like, are you going to rain or is the sun going to shine?
Know.
Pick one.
I know.
And then around 9 p.m., it gets full blue skies.
Yeah.
When it's too late to do anything.
I know.
So.
I even got the thumbs up from Tommy. Tommy had a sip. He goes, oh, my God.
Yeah, he was. Trev's a bartender.
Trev's a bartender.
Yeah. No, these are.
I don't salt the rim anymore. I'm past salting rims.
Okay.
But
I don't.
You like salt on the rim?
I don't mind it.
Really?
Oh man. Oh.
And so even with the garnish, so what I did, you've seen the air fryer I brought here was mine, but my son moved home, brought his air fryer, but it has a dehydration function.
Oh.
So that's why the dehydrated limes are on top of the custom-made ice cubes.
Yeah, I love that. The lime like that is...
With a little bit of tahini on it.
Yeah, tahini.
Yeah, tahini.
I love it. Hey, Edmonton Sports Talk's brought to you by Play Alberta. You want to get some bonuses? All you have to do is deposit 20 or more to get a $50 casino bonus using promo code EST Casino. You can do the same for a $50 free sports bet using promo code EST Sports. Play Alberta. Edmonton Sports Talk. We love it. All right, Trent Frederic, official, 8-year deal, Joaquin. Again, man, like I went off last week. I'm not going to go off this week. There's things that bother me, and listen, I know it's part of the NHL, and we're going to break it down. I broke down every team that has from a modified to a full no trade to a full no movement. We're going to get to those numbers here shortly, but sorry, I'm just trying to refresh the email from the others, but for some reason it won't. Guess I can find it on Twitter. 8-year deal worth, hold on, I just want to get it correct. So worth $3.85 million.
Yeah.
Full no movement for the first 4 years. 10-team no trade in years 5 and 6. Years 7 and 8, it jumps to 20-team no trade. Joaquin, I'm okay with the term. I'm okay with the money. 3.85, sure. That's a value of a third-line center right now. I still don't like the 8 years for a bottom 6 player. And I know no movements are part of it, and we're going to go through every single team, and you guys are going to be shocked how many no movements are around the league. It's not just an Oiler thing. But I don't like it. And I'm sorry. I'm going to continue not to like it. A guy like Trent Frederic, and no disrespect to him, great guy. He's an NHLer. He can play on any team. That's clear. But you got 8 years, man. 8 on a Stanley Cup contending team. And then you get the no movement, and I know it's... Tommy brought up a great point. Like, since COVID happened, remember, a lot of the guys, the mid-tier guys, were the ones that lost out.
That's how it always is. Lockouts, everything.
Now you're seeing a lot of the mid-tier guys get these no movements because they want security, that they're in the NHL. Great point by Tommy.
Oh, that's a good one too, right? You don't want... Yeah. You want to stay in the NHL.
Yeah. So, Gage, before I just want to say this. Like, I get it. I understand it. But for me, it's like, did Stan Bowman even negotiate this deal? It feels like he went to the agent and said, just fill it in. And whatever you guys think is best, let's go. Because I am sorry. Trent Frederic should not have a no movement. And I know it's a part of the world in the NHL now, and he should not have an 8-year deal. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm okay with the money because the cap's going up. Joaquin, your thoughts on the 8-year deal that we knew last week, but on a full no movement for the first 4 years?
So he's 27.
He's 27 years old.
So I understand. I hate the no movements. I don't know why they're handed out again like Smarties, but if we said before, it's weird that they give them and they didn't re-sign Holloway, because if you're giving them that to stay, where was the... is it an enticing feature of it? Oh, I've got a no movement. I don't have to move it. I don't like it for the same reasons you do. Is I think these should be reserved for your big dogs. Mm-hmm. And 4 years of complete no movement, I think, is too much for Trent Frederic. Like, you're really, really giving him the earth here.
Yeah,
with the length of, you're giving him $30 million over 8 years here, right? And I just think it's going to be, when he gets into those, closer to that final year, age 35, although it might be easier to move him just because where the cap should be at that point, where it's not going to affect a lot of teams. And maybe it's a case, and sometimes GMs do this, and they say, hey, we're going to give you this, but you show us what you can do, right? Or we want you to do something. And the fact that I would expect this type of deal if Frederic had 20 points in the playoffs or something like that.
Or
like
he was good,
noticeable.
noticeable.
or that.
Or threw a hit. Or
Yeah. Or was impactful in some shape or form in the playoffs. This is a contract that you give a guy that just lit it up after the trade. So there's obviously they see something in this player. And if we will see what I'm interested to see what a full, healthy Trent Frederic, Trent frickin'
the tequila's kicking in.
I want to see what he looks like in the regular season, right?
Listen, he could be the Boston Trent Frederic for the next 2-3 years. And I just want to be clear because Scotty knows on the nasty chat point. I can't even talk right. Pointed it out. So in the years 5 and 6, it's a 10-team trade that he wants to go to. Yeah. And then the 20-team, it's not a no list. It's where he wants to go. And that makes it difficult because what if that team's like, I don't want Trent Frederic at 31 years old, declining.
Yeah.
Like this, and just to be clear, we checked it out. You can buy out a player that's on a no movement, but I'm not saying they're going to. I mean, it's a low cap hit. The cap's going up. It's going to be at 113 in 2 years.
There's that too. Like if it actually does this. So if we look, in the year 20 when his no movement is out. So the next year, 29-30 to buy Trent Frederic out, you're looking at a savings. It has the cap hits here. So then his cap hit drops down to 2.3. It's a savings of 1.5. Then you get 2.3, 2.5, 2 million. Then it drops down to the 800,000 for the remaining of it. So the buyout is an option 5 years from now, which,
yeah, sure.
But I hate that. If you're planning to have money on the books, that doesn't make sense.
No, okay. Quickly, 4-year CBA extension agreed upon by the NHL and the NHLBA that will carry through the 29-30 season. So everything we discussed yesterday is going to go through. Okay, so quickly, I want to ask our Nasties. River Korean Box 780-218-9999 or on the Nasty chat. I'm going to ask Gager. You know which teams have the most no movements clauses? And this is including full no trade, full no movement, because they're different, and the modified. Do you know which two teams have the most? Give me a number.
The number of them?
Yeah, the number. And then I'll give you the teams.
I'm going to say 9.
No. The highest number is 13.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I knew the number. I just wanted to make it. You told me before.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the teams?
I know. I forget the first one you said. Colorado's one of them.
Colorado's one.
And Florida's the other.
Nope. It's Colorado and Tampa Bay who have 13 no moves, no trades, and modifieds all combined. Okay?
Okay.
So when you look at it this way, it's like, holy crap, it's not just the Oilers. Seattle has 12. Vegas Golden Knights have 12. The Leafs have 12. Carolina has 12. The New Jersey Devils have 11. St. Louis has 10. Vancouver has 10. Pittsburgh has 10. And then it falls into the 9s where Edmonton has 9. New York Rangers have 9. You know who the lowest team is?
San Jose.
Nope. Eastern Conference team.
Buffalo.
Nope.
Carolina?
Nope. Carolina has 12.
Yeah. Wow. So are you looking at complete no move?
No, I combine them all. Complete no move, complete no trade, and then
no
a modified.
Trade. Okay,
Yeah.
The Islanders?
No. They're a non-playoff team right now.
Rangers?
Nope.
Devils?
Nope. You're close.
Columbus?
Nope.
No.
Islanders?
Devils? Oh.
Nope.
You said close. Geographically or what?
Geographically.
Washington?
Nope.
Boston?
Nope.
That's close.
Yeah,
close.
I'm going to give you guys a hint. They just picked up a young player earlier this week in a trade.
Oh. Wait.
We talked about it. We had a guest on from there.
It's not. No.
What?
Philadelphia.
Oh, Philly. Oh. I guess that's not that close.
Yeah.
I guess it is.
Yeah.
Close. It is close. Never mind.
They have 4.
Okay.
So if you go through every team, the lowest is 4, the highest is 13, the Oilers are at 9. So this is not an Oiler problem. This is an NHL problem.
Yeah.
Okay. It's truly amazing. But for a team like the Edmonton Oilers that are cap strapped, that need to win, Connor David's got 1 year left. And there's rumblings that he might not. I don't believe it. But it has been said that he wants to see the makeup of this team.
Why wouldn't he?
This is a bad start. I'm sorry. Trent Frederic can be a hell of a player for 3 years. But he's not going to be the guy that's going to take you there. An 8-year deal, again, money's fine. Term, way too long. No movements are ridiculous. I tell Trent Frederic, Trent, I'm giving you an 8-year freaking deal. You're coming off a horrible performance in the playoffs. You played 7 minutes in the regular season for us. Sure, you're hurt. I get it. I understand it. We knew that. Okay? Never scored more than 40 points. Never had 20 goals. Yes, you're probably gonna play center on third line. We're gonna need you to be a big piece. You can moonlight in the top 6. I'm giving you an 8-year deal. I'm securing you for the rest of your life. I am not giving you a no movement. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, sayonara, man.
He didn't do enough to warrant it.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm reading too much. Like, I get it. Like, I just read you all the numbers of the no movements for every team. It's not an Oiler problem. It's an NHL problem. I still don't have to like it. I don't like it. It still stings me that he gets a no movement.
Even, the Oilers do like just full no movement, though. They like the anchors. They don't.
They don't mess around.
They don't
Screw a modified.
Yeah, no one's really got. The only one with a modified is Janmark with a 10-team no trade list.
Now, you're probably moving Arvidsson because he wants to move on, which is fine. I get it. Okay. Sorry, but that's Hernan, man. That's the way I feel. I told you last week, if you got a full no movement, you can take me out back and take me out. It's a modified somewhat, so you won't take me out today. Is that cool?
I guess, yes.
Hey, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out the kitchen restaurant Sundays and Mondays, 50% off the entire menu from 5 p.m. till close. Okay, coming up next, we're going to get to another big deal. Noah Dobson. We're going to do some comparables to Noah Dobson. He can't compare it to himself. To Evan Bouchard, because I'm looking at the numbers, and Gage, you're going to be blown away. You're going to be blown away. I think him signing 9.5 is a good thing for the Oilers. I truly do. This might bring it down, folks. It might. It just might. And we'll get to the Elks Bombers recap. Zach to the future still to come. Need for Speed segment. Inside the numbers. Stefen Rosner to break down everything Islanders. They got the number 1 overall pick. And we're having some Mescalitas. We're feeling damn good. We might have to cut ourselves off soon here. So
our tongues are getting really thick.
Coop might finish this show by himself. All right, we're back after the break. Here's Scoop Sports Update.
The Oilers have locked up Trent Frederic on an 8-year deal worth nearly $31 million and $4 million per season. While in Montreal, Noah Dobson is now a Canadian being moved in a trade and signed from New York for the 16th and 17th overall pick, as well as Emil Heineman in the trade. Dobson's deal is set for 8 years, annual salary of $9.5 million. In the move, the Islanders now hold 3 first-round picks, including the first overall selection in tonight's draft. In other news, the NHL and its Players Association have agreed to a 4-year extension to their collective bargaining agreement, which sees an 84-game regular season, max contracts adjusted from 8 years to 7 years totals, all implemented for the 2026-27 season. Out in Hamilton, the Alouettes and Ticats duke it out. Kickoff at 5:30. Staying in the CFL, Toronto's Chad Kelly has been ruled out until Week 7, and MLB action has Toronto playing Boston. Jose Barrios taking the mound for the Jays. Action starts at 5:10. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Grab your hard hat and huddle up for the Elks action as they host Ottawa on July 6th in a construction-themed game. Family fun, construction equipment at Tailgate, plus in-game contests matching the theme. Tickets start at $20. Get your tickets now at GoElks.com. More with Hernan and Joaquin once we get back from break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Chris Johnson, TSN.
Getting rid of Evander Kane's deal helped, but, I would be surprised if there's a big swing, but I would love to be surprised. The path forward for the Oilers is a little bit more trying to hit some singles and maybe a double at the end of the offseason, with the home run, I guess, being a McDavid extension eventually at some point in time.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by South Ford Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Here's to the beautiful lakes and stunning landscapes Canada has to offer. And for the kayak, camping gear, and summer toys you use to enjoy them? Need extra space? Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca. Happy Canada Day.
Sunday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to close, head to The Banquet and dive into banquet burgers, sushi tacos, nachos, and more. Late night bites, big flavors, and epic deals. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
It's 1:25. Welcome back to EST Afternoons, live from the William Huff Studios. Okay, we're going to drop it. No more Trent Frederic talk on the rest of the show. The Nazis have spoken. They're tired of hearing me rant. Everybody says it's going to be okay. Okay. We'll talk in...
People are actually excited about it.
We'll talk in a couple of years. Todd Gack. Hernan doesn't have a no move. You can tell. I don't. The only one that has a no move here is Reed Wilkins. I think he signed an 8-year deal. No move. Full no move.
Full no move?
Yeah. I didn't
really?
I didn't get offered that.
No. I'm on a PTO.
Tank V. Is Hernan drunk? No, I've had half a glass. I'm just feeling good. El Presidente, glad Hernan is feeling better. I like this one. BBJ, maybe drunk with passion. Let's see here. Bex Bazuzu, mezcalita is just a really fun word to say. It is.
It is, man.
Yeah. Okay, Joaquin, so the big news of the day, Noah Dobson, right? He gets moved. He was an RFA. They didn't want to pay him. He goes to the Montreal. I love this move for Montreal, man. With Lane Hudson there. Oh, Mike Matheson. Holy cannoli. So
Jack Guy.
So Montreal gets Noah Dobson. Okay. Going the other way is Emil Heyman. Played a little bit last year. They get the 16th overall pick this year and the 17th overall pick this year, which is pretty. And they have the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Good work by the Islanders, too. They turn around and give him, what's the number here, Coop?
Who, Dobson?
Yeah.
$76 million.
What's the age?
$9.5 million.
So 9.5, Joaquin, okay?
Yeah.
This is why I say it's good for the Oilers. Okay, it's an 8-year deal. Noah Dobson has played 388 games in the NHL. He has 230 points, okay? He's 25 years old.
I'm with you.
Evan Bouchard has played 347 games in the NHL.
Really?
He has 238 points. He's 25 years old. Noah Dobson's a better defender. Okay. That's no question. He is. Like 2 years. He had an off year last year. He did. He only played 71 games. He only had 39 points. He wasn't Noah Dobson from 2 years ago, because 2 years ago he had 70 points. Joaquin.
Yeah.
He was a plus 12. I think there's offense there. He's not as offensively gifted as Evan Bouchard. We'll give him that, but he's a better defender. Now, on the flip side, Evan Bouchard's much better offensively. He is. He's brilliant offensively, but he's up and down defensively.
Okay.
This is such a good comparable. They're both 25. They've both played similar amount of games. They're 8 points off in points. Now, Noah Dobson's probably played, well, let's see here, 2, 4, 6 seasons where, the first year for Evan Bouchard, he only played 7 games. Second year, he only played 14. So you give him a little break there.
What did you say Dobson's point total was this year?
39 points.
Okay.
Bouchard had 67.
67.
But so
Who's another comparable?
So last year, Bouchard had 82. 2 years ago, sorry.
Yeah.
Noah Dobson had 70.
Okay, so they're close, right?
They're very close.
What about if you throw Chychrun into the conversation too for comparables? Because Chychrun makes $9 million, signed the 8-year deal. Last year had 20 goals, 27 assists for 47 points.
Okay, so Jacob Chychrun is 27 years old.
So a little bit older.
Yeah, 2, 4. He's played 10 years. So 4 more years.
Okay.
So obviously it's
a little bit different.
UFA and RFA and all that.
Yeah.
541 games, 263 points.
And had a really good year last year. Let's face it there.
Is that an anomaly?
Well, no, because if you look back when he was in Arizona, in 56 games in 2021, he had 18 goals, 23 assists for 41 points. So there's something, I think injuries started to pile up in those next 3 years for him.
Yeah.
And last year was the last 2 years have been the first years that he's been healthy. Because last year or 2 years ago with the Ottawa Senators, he played 82 games. Last year with the Capitals, he played 74, and he gets close to that 20-30 kind of split with goals and assists, right? So
it's good. I think the comparable, we got to go to the playoffs too. Noah Dobson, 31 playoff games, 10 points. Evan Bouchard, 75 playoff games, 81 points.
That puts him over the edge, I guess.
So I guess that gives him $1 million more.
Are you okay with 8 and 10?
Anything under 11, I think,
is a bonus.
I mean, I wouldn't be okay with it, but it's what the market is, Joaquin.
So let me, on my dog walk today, I was thinking of this, and I know I don't know if this happens, and I think it was Reed. We were talking about it when he joined us one day. The players talking about contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does Leon Draisaitl? Well, Leon's probably a bad example because he already signed his deal, but he signed that big deal back then. Well, everyone thought it was a joke. Like it was too much, but it actually worked out to be the best deal in the NHL for years.
Him and McKinnon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he got paid a little bit more. I get it. But do you think Connor and Leon bring Bouch to Mallorca and just have a discussion about, okay, Evan, I'm going to come in at this number. We need space to stay competitive so we can get maybe some other guys. Because now, I mean, we'll get to it. Oh, what happened in Toronto with one of their players, a significant hometown discount.
That's a good question, Joaquin. But I just knowing, like, from what we see, because I don't know Connor McDavid personally. I don't know Leon Draisaitl. I think those guys are kind of like, they kind of stay out of it, especially like I think between those two guys, they're boys. They're like, hey, man, like, what do you think? I think they do have those conversations as bros.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Connor gives too much, but he's like, well, I got to see, I think they have conversations having a beer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I don't think they go to Evan and say, hey, take a hometown disc, because I don't think that's in their personality. I don't think that's who they are.
I know. Okay. Yeah. I just wondered. I was there. I never saw it.
Yeah.
Right. It was always about get as much as you can while you're there.
Exactly.
And that's, look, you can't play hockey forever, which I thought you could.
So a few comments coming in. Smitty the Weather says 11 mil for a one-dimensional player that plays with Connor and Leon the whole time he's on the ice. Okay. Second one. Is Bouchard elite without an elite power play, or McDavid and Draisaitl? So I want to ask both Koob and you that question. Do you, when you're trying to negotiate this contract, are you looking at it as, well, he plays on one of the best power plays historically in the last 3 years. He's also plays with two of the best players in the planet. Does that come into it just a bit when you compare it to a Noah Dobson, who doesn't have that talent, doesn't have that power play?
Plays with some pretty good players on the power play.
Sure.
Every player will. If you take all the teams just in the playoffs and you insert Evan Bouchard on the power play, I think it comes close to replicating what he does. I mean, he gets a few freebies by dishing it off to Connor, but who doesn't at that point? What you really have to look at, I think, is some of the intangibles that Evan Bouchard does. And I know they don't get recognized because some of his blunders put the blinders on and you just don't see some of the brilliance. But, and I've said this before, but watch Evan Bouchard move the puck at times. Like he sends an 80-foot pass tape to tape to Connor McDavid flying through the neutral zone. But there's not many guys who can do that.
Yeah, no.
And it's just his poise at certain points to keep the play alive.
And he was good for 2.5 rounds. He was.
Yeah.
And last year he was a stud.
Yeah.
Kuba, your thoughts?
I'm going to echo Joaquin's thoughts here where Evan Bouchard, it's unfair to make that claim that he is just benefiting off playing with Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. He is an auxiliary piece, and he definitely adds a lot or meshes well with those players, which improves the power play and the opportunities that they're able to get. But on the flip side, he also makes Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl better with those breakout passes, being so elite on the line. Like you saw Tyson Barrie for those few years that he suited up with the Oilers. You could see flashes of that in Barrie's game, two very different players, but he didn't excel as much as Bouchard is in this position. He's not making it so McDavid has to, backtrack every single time. He might throw a couple pizzas up the middle here and there, but he's still developing his game. And he leaves those options open on the power play to be able to drag players out and to find open players, either McDavid or Draisaitl. So it's completely unfair to say that. If you're looking at it in that mentality, the same thing could have been said about Leon Draisaitl when he signed an extension here. Now, in hindsight, that was a steal of a deal, but he played alongside Connor McDavid, right? Yeah. So Evan Bouchard's still growing his game. He's still a young player. I can see him getting a little bit more, maybe $1 million, $1.5 million more than Noah Dobson, but he isn't just a one-dimensional player, and he's still growing his game.
And it was an off year for him on the power play. When did he score his first power play goal?
He scored 2 power play goals.
Yeah, so
in the regular season.
How is that an advantage when he's actually having a off year?
Let me ask you this. I'm glad Koo brought up Tyson Barrie. Because when Tyson Barrie got traded, they're like, no one can do what Tyson Barrie.
They were worried.
Evan Bouchard gets hurt, let's say next year, knock on wood. This is just hypothetical. He gets hurt. And Wallman has to take over. Does the power play dip? I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, the bulk of the power play, it's not really a shot volume mentality with that power play. It's get the puck to Leon mentality.
But that's what I mean. So is Bouchard that important on the power play?
I don't think so. He's great, but
he is.
He's great.
But so was Barrie.
So Barrie was good too. But back then we were like, oh my gosh, Bouchard's taking over the power play. Can he do it? Because it was on historic levels. And I think it went up 2% when Bouchard joined.
He was
right.
Better,
so he, and you're looking at an off year last year. Like Evan Bouchard should have anywhere between 8 and 12 power play goals during the regular season. I think anyway.
He should.
Just on the power play.
But that's why I'm saying, because some people in the Nasty Chat on the River Cree inbox were saying, well, he's going to get paid for what he does in the playoffs, which is fair. But I'm also, the people calling him a power play guy, I get it. But is he that valuable on the power play? If you had to rank the 5 guys, where does Bouchard rank on the power play for you? Because we saw Barry do it. And like I just asked the question, say he's out for 3 months. If Wallman has to take it or Darnell Nurse, does the power play dip? Or Ekholm, does the power play dip that significantly that you're like, wow, they need Bouchard?
I don't think.
I think that's a good question to ask.
It's very manageable if it does, right? I don't think it might drop up 60 basis points.
Like I think Jake Wallman can do what Bouchard does.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like Bouchard can make like unbelievable passes under pressure at the blue line.
It's that wrist shot that he has that he can be standing still with his feet not moving and beat NHL goaltenders. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
So Grumpy Cat says he's number 3 behind 97 and 29 in importance on the power play. Do you agree with that?
He's
number 3 behind 97 and 29 on the power play.
No, he's more like in the 4 or 5 spot.
4 or 5? Who's the third for you?
Nuge.
Okay. Nuge is a big piece of it.
But he's a big piece.
Yeah.
I go McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Bouchard, Hyman. Because Corey Perry goes in there too.
Yeah. And listen, 9.5 for Dobson. I think it is going to be put into account the playoff performance for Bouchard, and he's going to get a bump. I think he makes $1 million more. 10.5. Are you Nasties? Are you okay with 10.5 for Evan Bouchard? I mean, I'd put it closer to what Noah Dobson's making, like 10, 9.8. But he's gonna get probably $1 million more, maybe $2 million more. Not $2 million, probably be $1.5 million more.
And it'll probably be a full trade clause or no movement clause. or
100%.
Something like that. You're gonna give it to
Without
that guy,
doubt,
right? Well, and right now you look at it like the way that the market's really changing. These 35-year-old players getting $4 million. Like you look at. Well, even Trent Frederic, he's a bit younger at 27, but John Tavares signing for 4 years at just over $4 million with the Maple Leafs. He's going to be there until he's 39. Matt Duchene, 35 years old with the Stars, re-upping on an almost identical contract. The money is going up in the league. It'll be over $100 million in the next few seasons. So if Bouchard signs at 11.5, he's going to be worth that amount. Like if you look at the percentages and stuff like that, even if people think it's an overpay right now, which I don't really think it is with his high-end offensive talent. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to be that much of a blunder. It's not like you're giving $12.5 million to Erik Karlsson or something like that.
I don't see it like that. Taco says you guys are crazy for even thinking there's a chance that players talk to other players to take a team-friendly lesser deal. I agree. I think players always get what you can get, bro.
No, they will.
That's how they are.
But I just wonder if... Because these guys have been together for a while, and they're the big dogs of the group, right? I was never a big dog of the group. And there's a singular focus to win. And they know, and maybe they look to the future. Maybe it's, they're going to be competitive again next year. You can't tell me the Edmonton Oilers aren't going to challenge. They're a playoff team that 100%. Should challenge, right?
Playoff shouldn't even be a question.
Yeah. But to give them the best chance possible. What does Low Tide say? Keep the powder dry, right?
Yeah.
Brandon Saad signed too, huh?
Yeah, I got some more news too. Coach Mike says if he's getting 67 points in an off year, then I'll take that every day of the year. That's a good point. Charlie Coyle heading to Columbus from Colorado, according to Pierre LeBrun.
Really?
So one more move there. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything else dropping right now. Charlie Coyle from the Avalanche to the Columbus Blue Jackets, but no return yet being announced. That's being reported by Pierre LeBrun from TSN and The Athletic. Of course, Pierre is one of the most trusted insiders, so take that to the bank. Okay, we're going to have to move some stuff around here, boys, because the conversation is going really well. We're going to move Zach to the future to the second hour. That gives Coob more time to prep. It's going to be fun. We got to do the Need for Speed segment also in the second hour. And Stefen Rosner from NHL.com covering the New York Islanders will join us at 2:20. Next up, we'll talk more NHL. We'll talk some Elks, Bombers. and we'll continue to have some fun. It's time for a refill. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Maddie's here now, so the fun is over. No, I'm just kidding.
Shoot.
Make your birthday legendary at the Canadian Brew House. Epic food, killer drinks, and a vibe you can't beat. Book your party now. Canadian Brew House. Our house is your house. We're back after the break. Here's Coop Sports Update.
27-year-old Trent Frederic has re-upped with the Oilers on an 8-year extension worth nearly $4.5 million per season, while out east, Noah Dobson is off to Montreal, signing a max contract with the Habs worth $9.5 million per season. Dobson being swapped from the Islanders in exchange for the 16th and 17th overall picks from Montreal, as well as Emil Heineman. In the trade, New York now holds 3 picks in the first round of tonight's draft, including pick number 1. And according to TSN's Pierre LeBrun, the Blue Jackets are trading for Charlie Coyle of the Avalanche. More details to come. Staying in hockey, the new collective bargaining agreement has been signed between the NHL and its Players Association starting in 26-27. Multiple changes, including 84-game regular seasons, as well as a few contract restrictions. In the CFL, Montreal visits Hamilton, 5:30 kickoff, while Toronto's Chad Kelly is out until Week 7. He continues to recover from multiple leg fractures he suffered last playoffs. Elsewhere, the Jays are in action facing the Red Sox. Jose Barrios gets the ball. Action starts just after 5 o'clock. This Sports Update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. The conversation continues, but we will take a brief pause before we return to EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
EST Hangout.
Was this a win in a way? Like progress? Yes. Was this acceptable for the Elks?
Well, I'll take you the progression of the night, because the question of our pregame show was, can you have moral victories? And there were a lot of people like, yeah, you probably can with the spread, with what they're taking on. Yeah, you could. And through 3 quarters, I think that Elks offense moved the ball. I'd say 2.5 quarters, moved it quite well.
Yep.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
We're back here on EST Afternoons, 1:46 on a Friday. How you feeling, Nasties? How you doing? Are you excited for the NHL draft? Are you expecting some movement from the Oilers? We'll wait and see. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. Can't wait. Of course, CFL action. You got the Alouettes in Hamilton take on the Ticats, and we're going to just shift quickly. We're going to talk some Elks here. Gager, we're going to do the inside the numbers for Play Alberta right now. I'll go through some stats for this game. Play Alberta is your home for online gaming excitement featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery instance, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today. PlayAlberta.ca. I was just talking to Maddie during the break, and I find it an interesting game to break down. The Elks lose 36-23. It was 23-23 going into the fourth quarter. There was a lot to like about the Elks game. There was. But again, like 3-4 plays, just crush them. Can you take a moral victory? I think in some parts you can. I thought the offense was much better. Like Trey looked good in the pocket. He only had one rush attempt, Joaquin.
Yeah. Okay. I told you before I had a meeting, and during my meeting my phone was off to the side, but I could hear the buzzing, and I kind of glanced, and I realized, wow, something's going on with this game.
Yeah.
And I afterwards I read some of them when the meeting was done. I go, oh my gosh! I went in, turned it on, and it was they're down by a field goal. And I'm like, holy smokes, this is great.
Yeah.
And I sit down, and the wheels just come right off. Winnipeg just marches.
Yeah.
It's like a hot knife through butter. The next series, there seemed like a miscommunication with the routes. The Trey looked like his accuracy was way off, and I'm just like, man, maybe it was my fault. Maybe I shouldn't have started watching. I would have been fine. But
you ruined it.
I was really excited just because of what you guys were saying. And then, of course, I had it, so I rewound a bit, to just hear Dusty talk. But no, it was, I just don't, after that game, I'm like, how do you take anything positive from that? That was the first thing through my mind.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm like, okay, so for 3 quarters, you were playing with arguably the best team in the CFL.
Yeah.
And going toe-to-toe with them. And their experience, their skill, their ability to stick with it over 4 quarters is greater than the Elks right now. But just, okay, you can take that from the game. That's fine. But the lessons that you learn have to result in victories eventually. You can't just keep learning. Because if you're saying I'm learning, I keep learning, I'm learning all this, usually means you're losing because you don't learn much from winning, and something has to change here.
Like the offense started well for the first time this year. Trey Ford looked comfortable in the pocket, made some big plays. You can't blame him for a lot of the stuff that happened negatively. The special team's good. Hey, kudos to Vincent Bouchard. He started really bad in BC. In the last 2 games, he's been money. He hasn't missed anything. Field goal, extra point. I give him credit. Special teams got a fumble. Their returns have been better than we've seen in a lot of years, so you give him credit for that. The defense in the third quarter was a defense we all thought it was going to be 4 2-and-outs for the Bombers. They were flying. Serezna with a big tackle on Peterson for loss, sacked Zach Clararos.
Who dropped the pick? Right, it was right in there.
Oh, for Winnipeg?
For the Elks.
Oh, Metier.
Gosh,
yeah,
that's what. Yeah, that was the second. I was like, no.
But the Elks also got off the hook on the Trey Ford pick. That was a tough one, and they took a long time, but they got it right, which was important. The ball did hit the ground. I guess the bad for the Elks, big misplays. The Rankin fumble right after you get the fumble recovery off the punt. That was huge. The Julian Grant drop TD at the end of the second quarter, like that changes the whole complexion of the game. It hits him in the face mask. Like you have to catch that. And then the penalties in the roughing the passer, sure. You can't touch the quarterback in the head. You can't. I hate it. It's stupid, but Jonathan Kongbo with the penalty there that gives him life.
Yeah.
And then the Zach Clararos run touchdown. Niles Morgan's my boy. But he took a bad angle, couldn't get to him. And you saw him on the sideline. He was devastated that he missed that tackle because he was the spy. And it's tough, man. It's tough. Julian Grant, 5 receptions, 115 yards, 1 TD. The good thing for him in the start of the second half, they came out and he scored a 68-yard touchdown right away. He made up for that drop pass. But if you have that one and that touchdown, it's different, right? Trey Ford, 18 of 29, 252 yards, 1 touchdown. Nick Anderson led the way with 7 tackles. So man, it's just it's 3-4 plays that are killing this team right now, Joaquin. It's and you knew in the fourth quarter, like we all felt it, the Bombers were going to take over, and they ran the ball on one drive more than they did all game.
I know. Yeah, I was. What a great place to play, though.
Oh,
the crowd seemed awesome.
Shirts off.
Yeah. Tarps off at Princess Auto. It was a very enjoyable game to watch. I liked the production of it all. Like it was very.
It's good.
It was really good. Really good game. But I want to see some wins. I want to.
Yeah, they need like.
And you could see it on the sidelines on faces too. Just, gosh, what's going on? We're so close.
So close.
But that's. I mean, that's what you have to do. You can't dwell on the crap. You got to take onus on what happened. First of all, there were mistakes made, big mistakes that cost you loss. Those can't happen. But you got to realize if you're the Elks, you went into a place where very few other teams go in and win, and you went toe to toe with them. Now that has to translate. Now you got to go. Yeah. You got to go lay the boots to someone and beat the wheels off them.
You were tied going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get anything going. And there's another pass, Julian Grant. I'm going to bring this up in the fourth quarter. No one talked about it on the broadcast, and because it was a quick play, but it was across the middle. It went right through his hands right through his hands for a first down. Okay, I was like, you need better. Like Collaros was 25 of 30 for 334 yards and 3 TDs. Like he was unbelievable. And then he had the running touchdown. He looked like Trey Ford.
I know.
Yeah, like and Killen was a little testy after the game. I mean, I don't blame him. He's a fiery guy. They're 0-3. It's his first go around. I understand that. But yeah, like you said, Joaquin, I mean, there was a lot of good in that game, and you look forward to the next game next Sunday. So they have some time, which is good. But they got to beat Ottawa at home.
They have to. You can't go down. You can't go 0-4 on the season.
Because this is the issue. Like, you look so good in the third, moving the ball defensively, everything. How did you fall off so much in the fourth, right? Like, it's because they outscored Winnipeg 10-0 in the third, and then they got outscored 13-0 in the fourth. So that's where that gap ends, because the first half was even, right? So again, a brilliant third quarter by the Elks, but then the fourth quarter you can't fall that much. Like there might be a big play because the other team's good too, but you can't completely fall off.
No.
So. Yeah, I saw my boy Dom on the sidelines there, my equipment guys, Dan and Beach. Nothing but love for those guys. Every time I see him, you know that gif with Leonardo when he points? I point at everybody I know, and the girlfriend's like, shut up. Like, no one cares.
Oh, that's good.
I'm like, that's my boy.
I do that when I see Dusty on TV.
Yeah. I'm like, Dave, look, Dusty. Yeah, so... tough game. Like I said, I was telling Iwanek, it's a weird game to break down. They did a great job on the post-game show last night. I tuned in for the first 45 minutes.
Jay was not happy.
No, but... And listen, Jay wasn't happy with Trey's interview. And I get it, because it's kind of like what Stuart Skinner does to people. Like, he's so positive when they lose. And, but I was just telling... Who was I telling? I can't remember. I was telling someone today, I'm like, I get it. Like, I understand it because I feel that same way sometimes. But Trey's just like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's his demeanor. Like,
look, in both positions are similar to a point.
Yeah.
They're not completely similar. Obviously, a quarterback is controlling the offense of the team. Goaltenders, it's an island. It's a unique position because you do nothing for the offense, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? But you have to be, the old saying, you got to be a goldfish at both those positions more than any other position, because you're so highlighted with whether your team does well or doesn't.
That's the thing. Like, and someone brought it up yesterday on the Nasty Chat. Like, he's very similar to Skinner. I'm like, yeah, and I understand Skinner now more than ever. Like, I gave him props for how he handled the media. after all the crap he took. And Trey kind of did similar, kind of like there was good, but we got to be better.
While you were there, was there a lot of what's the athletic mind coaches or like motivational guys? I think the Oilers have one, like a sports psychologist kind of.
Yeah,
and that like
he's a great guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to see a positive guy? Go talk to one of those guys. The world could be on fire, and they're like, "Okay, it's warm."
But the good thing about I think this is the way it should be. Like they're there, but you go if you want. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I know. I probably didn't use one enough to my advantage when they were available because it was kind of, I don't know why I had the old school thinking. You just,
it's a macho thing.
I'll figure it out myself. I'll push those feelings way down, deep, push them down into your belly, leave them there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just a ticking time bomb.
That's a great point, Joaquin. Glad you said that. So, no, but I won't reveal, but like, I think it's the players that feel they need it and they go, and it's great. I think it's a great resource for any team in any sport and at any level, Joaquin. Mm-hmm. I think it's great. I think that's the way you should do it.
You should. And even if it's uncomfortable, it probably means it's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's been a fun first hour. Trent Frederic, 8-year deal. Ball no movement for 4 years. That's the last time I'm going to bring it up, I swear. We just recapped Elks Bombers for Inside the Numbers for Play Alberta. We talked about the Dobson move, compared it his number to Bouchard. And it's a great discussion. And listen, because there's one text saying here, where'd it go? I just want to be clear. If you think Walman can do what Bouchard does, you're demanding the Oilers to trade Bouchard. No. Listen, Bouchard's very talented. I'm just saying with this power play, with the other 4 guys on how good they are, because we saw Barry do it. We saw Bush do it. We've seen at points Nurse and Ekholm man it, right? Is it that big? Like if Bouchard's hurt for 3 months, is the power play going to fall that drastically if you have Walman or Ekholm or Nurse on there? That's the question. And I don't think it drops off that significantly.
You know, it's weird for me to say, and I mean, it's probably just because I was part of it for so long. A 2-unit thing, I know that's probably not going to happen in Edmonton, but I still think maybe it's 1 unit, but there's only 2 guys that should be out there for the full 2 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
The other guy, they're Bouchard, Nuge, and whoever's net front, if it is Corey Perry or if it is Zach Hyman, those are the guys that switch out and go from there.
All right, Zach to the future, Need for Speed segment, and we head to the island up next here in hour 2 on EST Afternoons. We're back after the break.
The Lock Shop.
Huss, how we doing today?
Doing very well, Matty. That was a little piece of football heaven last night in the Peg. I mean, an absolutely perfect evening, sold out crowd. A heck of a football game, too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you didn't watch the game, you're like, oh, Bombers won by double digits and covered again. That really wasn't the story of the game. I mean, that was very much in doubt in the fourth quarter.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The NHRA Hot Rod Heritage Rocky Mountain Nationals return to Red Torque Raceway, featuring racers from across North America in nitro funny cars, fuel-altered Pro Fuel Harley, alcohol dragster, and 7,000 plus horsepower jet cars. The Rocky Mountain Nationals, July 11th to 13th at Red Torque Raceway, located west of Highway 2 on Highway 19 at the Edmonton International Airport, with weekend camping available. Tickets and info online at radraceway.com.
Celebrate your birthday at the Banquet Bar. Enjoy great drinks, amazing vibes, and unforgettable memories. Download the Banquet app and get a free pizza pie on your birthday. Book your party today at thebanquetbar.com.
You know Dawn. Everyone knows Dawn. Dawn from
Frontier Cartage. That's right, it's me, Dawn from Frontier Cartage, where we're setting the standard for cartage service in Edmonton and beyond, offering city cartage, Alberta highway, short haul deck, and more. My team and I are bringing our years of industry experience and expertise to every mile.
Join Dawn and her boys in a new chapter in transportation excellence, dedicated to exceptional service. Call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean?
For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Busy day around the NHL. Trent Frederic re-upping in Edmonton on a $31 million contract over 8 seasons worth nearly $4 million per year. Elsewhere, New York and Montreal have agreed to a trade and sign deal. Noah Dobson being swapped from the Islanders in exchange for the 16th and 17th overall pick, along with Emil Heineman of the Canadiens. The draft goes tonight. New York holding 3 first-rounders picking first overall. Well, TSN's Pierre LeBrun has reported that Colorado's Charlie Coyle is off to Columbus. Details on the trade to come. On the field, the Owls and Ticats scrap at 5:30. Former Elk McLeod Bethel Thompson starting for Montreal. And baseball has tons of action. Toronto and Boston open up a 3-game series. Jays naming Jose Barrios the starter today. And as for the Riverhawks, they meet the Nighthawks. Listen to the full game on any of EST's audio streams. Coverage starts just after 7:30. I'm Zachary Kubish for your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoon starts right now.
Refills, baby. Refills. Hey, join us if you can with a Mezcalita or whatever you're drinking at 2:04 in the afternoon. I got the full trade to Columbus. Charlie Coyle and Miles Wood for Gavin Brindley, a 2025 third-round pick and a 2027 second-round pick. That's per Elliot Friedman. All right? So Columbus getting some depth, which is always good to see. So kudos to them. Welcome to EST Afternoons, live from the William Huff Studios. Edmonton Sports Talk brought to you by Play Alberta. It's the second hour here as we send you into the weekend. Nice, relaxing weekend. Still to come, Stefen Rosner from NHL.com covering the Islanders. And, of course, we got to get to the Need for Speed segment for Rat Torque. That's coming up as well. Slam that thumbs up. Please and thank you. And if you're listening, iHeart, TuneIn, radio apps, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. If Nurse is traded for Sorokin, Hernan is going to sing Empire State of the Mind. Deal, because that's 0.01% chance of happening. All right.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, if you could, would you?
Sorokin's awesome. Sorokin's is awesome. Hey, it's EST Afternoons. Joaquin, Gage, Zach, Kubic, Hernan, Salas. Let's get to Zach to the future. Koob, do you want to test my board before we get going here?
Please, let's do it, because you guys were too busy making some mezcals during the break.
There we go. We're good.
All right.
All right. Zach, hit it.
Just as I predicted, time traveling is just too dangerous. 1.21 gigawatts. Great Scott.
All right. We want you to play along. Nasty Chat, River Korean Box, 780-218-9990. All right, Coop. We're going to start with some NHL draft stuff. Okay? The 1998 NHL draft took place in Buffalo on this day. Okay? Oof. We're going to give you the 5 top picks. We're going to give you the names, and you got to tell me where they slot in.
In
right?
order?
Yeah, just tell me.
Completely in order. Top 5.
Yeah. So I'll kick it off. We're gonna. It's kind of like Benny's blind rankings on Hello Hockey. Here's your first name from 1 to 5. Where would you slot in Brad Stewart?
Oh, I can't get them in order. Oh. Can I ask which team he went to?
The Sharks. He's a defenseman.
So 98, 97, they picked
Wasn't he here for a
Joe Thornton first overall. Didn't they have another pick as well? I forget. In 96, they picked top 3 as well. So I'm going to say they selected 4th overall.
Okay.
Brad Stewart, 4th overall.
Okay, Gage, give him another name.
Let's go with Vitaly Wisniewski.
Vitaly Wisniewski went 3rd.
Vincent Lecavalier.
Vincent. Oh, no. Didn't he go? I feel like he went 3rd or 4th, though, to Tampa Bay. Vincent Lecavalier, Tampa Bay legend, 2nd overall.
Go ahead, Gazer.
Let's go David Legwand.
David Legwand, 5th.
Brian Allen.
Brian Allen 1st, which I don't think is right. Which is definitely not right.
We should have given
No, wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, Coop. That was tough. That was tough. But that was fun. I thought it would be cool, like just.
We should have given them all the names first.
Yeah.
And then so we knew.
Okay, next time.
Next time.
Next time.
First.
We failed you.
So wait, could I guess which teams picked?
No. We'll give it. That'd be tough. Okay. So first overall was Vincent Lecavalier to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
Second overall was David Legwand to the Preds.
Yeah.
Third
legend.
Third overall was Brad Stewart to the Sharks.
Okay.
4th overall was Brian Allen to the Canucks.
Didn't even get a single one right.
And 5 was Vitaly Wisniewski.
Wisniewski, did I get that one right?
No.
Give me something here, boys.
No, that was tough, Coop. That was
So he
tough.
gets 5 wrong there?
No, it's just one. It's just one. Okay, you can ask the second.
All right, Coob. You ready?
Maybe.
The first pick in Toronto Raptors history was Damon Stoudemire. What was his nickname?
You got multiple choice.
You have Stat, The Answer, Mighty Mouse, or Skip to Malou.
No, I saw somebody in the nasty chat put Mighty Mouse yesterday. I think it was Mex Bezozu. I don't know what context it was. It wasn't talking UFC. It wasn't Demetrius Johnson, okay? So I'm going to go Mighty Mouse.
Final answer?
The Disney man himself, yes.
Hey!
Let's go.
You cheated, though. Mex Bezozu helped you.
No. Come on.
If you don't get this song, I'll be mad.
Remember, you have a lifeline. You can use Reed Wilkins or Benny or Matthew Wanek. Or, I don't think Benny or Matthew Wanek will get this. Reed will.
Yeah, Reed will.
And you can use the nasty chat. Here is your Guess the Song. Are you ready?
No.
So,
I don't think I've ever heard that song before.
What?
What?
I'm going to be honest.
Hey, I'm going to give you a hint because it's Friday and I'm feeling good. We talked about this earlier this week.
Yeah.
Try not to lose it.
Oh, who do I go to with this? I can't pick
Or do
Reed
you want to
again.
use your lifeline this quick?
Yeah, well...
Or you can go to the nasty chat, too.
What,
I haven't looked.
No one has it on the nasty.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
What year was this?
Oh, yeah, they do.
Let me see. It's 80s for sure.
Well, yeah.
It's 80s for sure. Let me get the right.
Caster 1990 is old because he's saying the phrase from Mighty Mouse. Here I come to save the day. That was the cartoon.
1983.
Yeah, no, that doesn't help.
That's all right. Yeah.
Maddie, no. Who else is here? Ben.
Todd Peterson. No. Not the right song. Right band. Not the right song. Okay, yeah, Todd, you got it.
I'm going to go to the nasty chat for this one, boys.
Okay.
I have to... Ooh.
Be careful, though, because there's some wrong ones.
Okay. It's... Well, the band is a reflex, so that's half a point. Wow. Here I come to save the day. No, that's not. No. You already read that one. Oh my gosh. Todd Peterson, no.
You have a ticker on that thing?
Yeah, there's got to be a
let's
ticker.
go. 10.
I'm going to go
8.
Cat-like by the reflex.
You're going to say what?
Cat-like by the reflex. Cat-like reflexes? I don't know. Shot in the dark. That was brutal. That was brutal, boys.
X is the name of the song.
Oh.
Duran is his band.
You don't know
really?
Duran Duran?
No. Never
Really?
once listened to them.
What?
I've heard of them a couple times.
George Michael,
You guys-
brah.
Whoever that
George
is.
Michael?
That's not George
Simon
Michael.
LeBon.
Whoever that is.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the other group.
Jesus.
I know George Michael. I've heard George Michael.
Sorry,
before,
what was
but-
George Michael's group?
Wham!
Wow, that's sorry. My bad. Someone punch me right now for that. So that's
half a point.
You got them both wrong.
You said the reflex was the band.
The band, and the Duran Duran was the song.
Come on.
That's
Doesn't matter on the track list.
You should have waited till Reed posted in the chat because he's never wrong about these things.
I don't wait until Reed posts in the chat. I'm going to the nasty chat, okay?
No, but that's what I mean.
He was in the nasty chat.
He was in the nasty chat.
Reed Wilkins with the wrench.
Yes.
With the right answer.
Okay, Gage, let's go
All
to
right,
the next
let's move
one.
on. Brush it off like
he's
Stuart
going to
Skinner.
get this one. There's no way he doesn't get it.
Say that about a lot of things.
Video game.
Sound. Or song. Here you go. So that's like the opening song when you start the video game. It's a very famous game. I think you should know this.
Is it really? May
I would have said it was something different, but
May I hear it once more?
Yeah, of course. Anything for you, Coop.
Is this a 90s video game? Like, what year is this?
I don't even know.
I think it's 90s.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be 90s.
I'm Googling it right now.
That's tough. I don't know.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it
sound-
came out, the first edition came out in 1990.
Yeah.
First edition.
But it's been around for years. There's a lot of editions.
Castlevania, final answer. Yeah, that's tough.
Final Fantasy.
We were looking for Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah, because there's like 17 of them.
yeah. But I would have gone with a Zelda because it kind of has that. But we've said it before.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying Zelda, but
it
it's
sounds
Final
like an
Fantasy.
early Zelda.
Yeah.
Though.
That's why I didn't go with
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda.
But
Yeah.
we already did it. We already did.
I know.
Yeah. I didn't know you guys would go back to it. Okay.
Okay, here's
Okay.
your iconic brand. Sorry.
Iconic brand here.
Iconic brand sound effect.
Netflix.
Yeah.
That one's easy. That one's easy.
I don't know. If your attention span is short, then maybe you skip that stuff. Okay, movie clip.
Okay, I kind of cheated here. This movie is not from the 90s. It's just outside the 90s. 2001 Coop, okay?
Oof.
This helps you.
Yes. Here is your movie clip.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time. Nothing else matters, not the mortgage, not the store, not my team and all their bullshit.
Did it for the family. Or whatever he says in one of the various 12 movies they have. Fast to the Furious. Final answer.
You want to rephrase?
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah!
Fast to the Furious.
Fastly Furious.
So you're 3 for 6. You got to get this one right. And I got to text you the name. I am so sorry.
Wow.
Give me a sec here, buddy.
It's a busy day.
Great
boys.
series of movies.
Well, I wouldn't say great.
It's great.
Well,
come on.
It's
I almost said Cars because Lightning McQueen says that as well. I live my life.
I just
quarter
sent it
mile
to
at a
you,
time.
my friend.
Sheepers. This is a real person?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Gotta type it up here. Hold on.
Mix Pizzozo. You never had your car. I like that.
That's a good one though. Like that's a good scene in the movie.
A great scene.
Yeah.
Famous scene.
Now, I have this name up on screen. It's a 3-letter first name. Are there any accents on any of these letters? Like, is this like the Polish
On
name
the
that you
S.
threw? On the S?
Yes. She is a tennis player. Okay. She has been ranked number 1 at one point.
Which way is the accent going? Is it facing right?
Down and to the left. Down.
Down and to the left? Well, it's one of those weird little... It's like the lightning bolt or whatever they call it.
No, I don't know.
Zwiatek? Iga Zwiatek. Final answer.
Sorry? Say it again.
Iga Zwiatek. Final answer.
Okay, here's how she says it.
Wow, that's quite the name.
Why isn't it playing? Hold on.
Yeah, I've never heard a name like that before.
I know why. Hold on. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Iga Świątek.
Świątek?
Świątek.
There's no N.
Świątek. So it's
Świątek.
Świątek.
Świątek. But there's no N.
It's pretty close.
Świątek.
Yeah, that's all right.
Iga Świątek.
Give it to him?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah!
He passes.
I think that's one of the first names I got. I got
good.
Ally of Freddie
Good one.
once.
Nice.
Good
Living
job,
large.
Coop. Good job, Coop. Can you put my board up?
It is. Yes.
Nicely done.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
All right. Coop passes on Zach to the Future. That was a good one. Duran, man. What a band.
Great band.
Great band.
Wild Boys. Oh,
so good. So good. Okay, we got to get out here because we have Stefen Rosner joining us to talk all things Islanders. They got the first overall pick, and they got 2 more now since shipping Noah Dobson to the Montreal Canadiens. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. You want to check out some performances, some live action. The Lightfoot Band is there July 4th. Ian Munsick, July 5th, and the Bay City Rollers on August 7th. All you have to do for tickets is go to rivercreeresort.com or hit up the River Cree box office. We head to the island next here on EST Afternoons. Here's Coop Sports Update.
Tons of news around the NHL, including the Oilers inking Trent Frederic to an 8-year contract extension worth nearly $4 million a season, having a full no-movement clause and a modified no-trade clause in the deal. The 27-year-old played 15 playoff games for the Oilers, 4 points in that span. And for the Islanders, they've agreed to a trade and sign with Montreal, sending Noah Dobson to the Habs. New York getting the 16th and 17th overall pick in today's draft alongside Emil Heineman in the deal. Dobson signs an 8-year extension in Montreal worth $9.5 million per season. And the Avalanche and Columbus Blue Jackets agreed to trade Charlie Coyle, headed from Colorado to Columbus, along with Miles Wood in exchange for the Avalanche gaining Gavin Brindley and a 3rd-rounder in tomorrow's draft, 77th overall, as well as a conditional 2nd-round pick in 2027. CFL Week 4 action. Hamilton hosts Montreal, kickoff at 5:30. And for the Argos, Chad Kelly has been ruled out until Week 7 as Kelly continues to recover from multiple leg fractures. In baseball, it's the Jays opening their series against the Red Sox. Jose Barrios gets the ball for Toronto, first pitch at 5:10. Stefen Rosner joins us to break down the Noah Dobson trade on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
I can't help but wonder about the health and age of Matthias Ekholm. Does Stan Bowman have to think I need to replace Klingberg and I have to have somebody in the wings just in case things catch up to Ekholm?
He's got 1 year left on his deal at $6 million. Do you think they could trade an Ekholm and bring in a 7 out of 10 version of Ekholm for half the price?
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hosting the Big Canada Day Bash? Make room for the celebration with Sentinel Storage. From decluttering the garage, storing your seasonal gear, and keeping your treasures safe, we've got the space so you can enjoy the day and every day. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
River Creek Resort and Casino on K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Everyone knows when you need a truck now, you call Dawn.
That's right. You call us, Frontier Cartage, when you need driver coverage or have a truck that's down.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you've got way more freight to move than you thought.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you need a truck that's available and ready to start anytime you need.
You call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826. 587-222-5826.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
We're back here on EST Afternoons, coming to you live from the William Huff Studios. It's a nice day outside as we head into the weekend. Some good weather on the way finally here in Edmonton. Next week, I think it's supposed to be like 24 is the lowest we'll hit. So looking forward to that. But it's a big day today around the NHL. It's NHL Draft Day. We've seen a lot of movement already, and very happy to be joined by Stefen Rosner from NHL.com. He covers the Islanders. We booked him yesterday because of the draft. And look at our luck today. Noah Dobson gets traded. Stefen, thank you for taking the time. I know you're super busy covering the draft and all the noise surrounding the New York Islanders, but let's start there. Noah Dobson gets moved for 2 first-round picks in this year's draft and Emil Hyman. And then on the flip side, Noah Dobson signs a $9.5 million contract. What happened here with Noah Dobson? A hell of a defenseman. We're doing comparables to Evan Bouchard, who's up for a contract as well this year. But Stefen, thanks for joining us first. But Noah Dobson heading to Montreal. What do you think of the return, and where did this all start that they're moving away from Noah Dobson, their best defenseman?
Yeah, let's start with the return, and thanks for having me, guys. I really do appreciate it. There's something else coming. Obviously, we know the Islanders are probably going to try whatever they can do to get James Higgins, a Long Island kid. So you have to think that the 2 picks they got back are going to be in play, whether that's with Utah, Nashville, Philly, wherever that may be. You'd think those get flipped, maybe because the Islanders don't have leverage. They'll have to add more to that. But with Dobson, it pretty much came down to, I think the Islanders like him as a player. Obviously, the defense has been a question mark his whole entire career. The offense, 70-point season a couple of years ago. This past year is really tough. And I think when you're in a contract year or the potential to sign a long-term contract and you struggle mightily, I think the Islanders were, hey, we have a price we're willing to pay you, but we're not going to go over that price. Yeah. And the Matthew Darch, I think when a new GM comes in, people try to take advantage, whether that's agents, trade partners, whatever that case, they're testing Darch. And I think Darch passed the test on, hey, we think you're worth 9, let's say, or a little over 9. We're not going to give you 10. We're not going to give you 11. And I think that just got to the point where Dobson's camp said, okay, someone will. Samoa get us more than we want, and it worked out. Obviously, Dobson didn't have any trade protection. That being said, he had to be willing to agree to sign an extension with the teams. And I think there were maybe a couple of other trades potentially in place where it came down to the deals were in place for the picks, but Dobson wasn't willing to sign the contract, or that team wasn't willing to raise that price to get Dobson. So ultimately, it was between Montreal and Columbus. Montreal found a way to get it at 9.5. But yeah, I think for Dobson and the Islanders, good player, wasn't worth the price point, especially if the offense isn't going to be there like it was a couple of years ago.
Stefen, quickly, just what happened with Noah last year? He was coming off such a good year 2 years ago. Last year, he took a step back. Was it just a product of the team not being very good? What did you see with Noah Dobson in his slide last year?
Yeah, I think offensively, the power play was terrible. I think that's a huge part of that. Dobson, quarterback in the power play, looked shaky a lot. Not amazing at walking the blue line, but when you have guys like Barzal and Horvat and even Duclair before he got hurt, like there were opportunities for the power play to be better. It didn't work. And Dobson wasn't able to help mitigate those losses. In terms of defensively, I mean that goes to 5-on-5 as well with the offense. Barzal is not there to score or play. Dobson's not getting those primary or secondary assists. And I think it took a hit. And then when you're not producing offensively, everyone's going to look at your defensive metrics and your numbers. And Dobson, who's always been shaky defensively, especially in big moments, there were a lot of times where Patrick Waugh wasn't playing him late in games. And it's really hard to pay a guy as a number one defenseman when you can't trust him to be in all situations. So I think for Dobson this past year was tough offensively and not having the key guys that help him produce a couple of years ago. And then also when you're not producing offensively and your defensive game isn't where it needs to be, it kind of makes it tough to pay a guy a number one money. And also, if the Islanders are drafting Matthew Schaefer, I know it's the other side, you're getting a better Dobson, essentially. You're upgrading that position in terms of a power play quarterback. So I think, for the Islanders, Dobson it's a tough for him because, if he's signing a contract after the 70-point year, you're looking at 11-12 probably. Unfortunately for him, he regressed offensively. Defensive wasn't there, and just the numbers weren't going to be able to work out financially on a deal with the Islanders.
You mentioned their love for getting James Higgins at the center position. Is that somewhere where the Islanders are looking to bolster? And this love isn't enough to pick him ahead of Schaefer, is it?
Right. It's funny. I'll start with the second point. Is all Islander fans are talking about during this year was hope we get a pick that we could draft Higgins to. Our pick is actually too good for Higgins. But yeah, I think, you look at the center position, I think a lot of it depends on where Matthew Barzal is going to play. Mm-hmm. I know John Guillermo Pazzo's name has been out there. A lot of teams have been interested, but I think it makes more sense unless Darch gets blown away to hold him until the deadline. If they're keeping Barzal with Horvat and you already don't have a number two center, you're forcing Pazzo to be that guy. That's going to be tough. You have Callum Ritchie coming. Hopefully he'll make the team. So I don't know if there was a complete need for center depth. However, you can never have more than enough centers. If they do move Pajot, in a couple of years, you're looking at Horvat, Ritchie, Higgins. You have Yzerman coming as well at the wing. So I think it's more about Higgins, just the player. Maybe he plays wing. I know he wants to be a center. I talked to him about that. But I think there's a chance he plays wing. It depends how they develop. I think Ritchie is 100% a center. My opinion, I would set Barzal and Horvat just because I think Barzal is much better down the middle. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it's more just about James Higgins, a guy that could have gone first a couple of years ago. They kept saying that this is the guy that's going to go number one overall. Obviously, things have changed. I think Higgins is being criminally underrated. The fact that he could drop 10, 11, or 12, whatever team would get him at that point would be doing somersaults and flipping. But I don't think it's going to happen because I think the Islanders are going to try to potentially make a deal with Utah or another team. Maybe he goes 5, 6, or 7, but I think the love affair with Higgins is a real one. Obviously, Long Island kid and the marketing with that. But I think he's going to be a fantastic player for the Islanders, a team that hasn't had that many quality prospects, and a lot of them are in college that are not ready to come over. Finding a way to come out of this draft with Schaefer, Higgins. You already have Callum Ritchie coming essentially with the Brock Nelson deal. And everyone has to remember, too, is they're going to have to pay Dobson probably north of 9. Now you have cap flexibility where after paying Romanov, Holmstrom, Siplikov, those guys, you probably have enough to maybe go big game hunting for a guy like Ehlers or maybe Besser and things that improve your roster that way. So from that standpoint, there's a chance for Darts to really hit an absolute home run with this draft.
Stefen, Matthew Schaefer rumored to be going number one. Now with Dobson going, it makes a lot more sense. So what do you like about Matthew Schaefer? Do you see him being a player for the Islanders come October or right away? What are you seeing from Matthew Schaefer to go to the Islanders as their top pick?
First off, I think it's more the him the human. And obviously he's been through a lot, the passing of his Billemel, passing of his mom, all the heartache he's had to go through with that. And the way he talks at 17 years old, the maturity level, just the understanding of the situation, trying to help as many people as possible. What he said to us the other day about signing every autograph he can, he understands the importance of the fan base. You're drafting the next captain of your franchise. So not only is he a two-way defenseman, top power play, top penalty kill, he mentioned it too, is he's really known for his defense until this past year, where he showed, I know he only played 17 games because of the injury, but he's a two-way machine, and then you're getting the quality of the person. So I think for that reason, I mean, Schaefer is your clear-cut number one at this point. I think from the combine on, it was that was the case. But yeah, Schaefer, I think he'll start on the Islanders. I think it makes a lot of sense, especially now with Dobson gone. I don't know if they'd rush him into playing 20-plus minutes a night, top power play stuff right out of the bat, but I don't think it makes sense for him to go back to juniors. It would probably make more sense for him to go the college route, maybe go to Denver or wherever and just play against 18, 19, 20-year-olds. But I think they'll do what they did with Dobson, where he stays on the team and they integrate him in, and slowly but surely he moves up. And if he earns more minutes, he'll earn more minutes. But I know for a fact, Patrick Roy is going to absolutely love this kid. So is the organization. So yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it doesn't take him too long to really solidify himself on that top unit, on that second pairing maybe. But this is a guy that's clear-cut a number one defenseman, and every team that wins a Stanley Cup needs a guy like this.
Stefen, you make an interesting point with NCAA route and playing against older people. That's probably the route of a lot of young top prospects at this point. But saying that and seeing what happened with Dobson, and now with the added cap, the ability to get maybe a more veteran stay-at-home defenseman, someone that Schaefer can learn from. Do you see the Islanders maybe going that route and looking around the league and trying to put some puzzle pieces together so he has someone to kind of lean on? Because we know what can happen to young defensemen in the NHL.
Right.
They can get eaten up pretty quick.
What I will say is the Islanders have Johnny Boychuk, who is still in player development, and I think he'll play a huge part in this guy. And also he's trading with Adam Pelech this summer. Mark Giordano is the defense coach for Schaefer, but Pelech also trains at the same facility. So I think that's going to be a huge mentor-mentee role. But of course, they play the same side. Who's going to play with Schaefer? Yeah. Could it be a Scott Mayfield they have? I know they have Isaiah George, and you got to think the left side gets a little crowded now with George, Romanov, Schaefer, and Pelech. So where do they go? How do they go that route? Romanov's a pending RFA. But the right side, I think the door is still open for Tony DeAngelo to come back. He played pretty well when the Islanders signed him after a stint in the KHL. They have Adam Boquist, who they signed. But I think probably the best bet for Schaefer is to get a stay-at-home guy like a Scott Mayfield. They started George with him and worked his way like that. So I could see that. That being said, I don't think Schaefer is going to be a top two pairing for this group. It would be bottom minutes, let him earn it. But I think the Islanders have enough veterans with Ryan Pulock as well. Maybe that's the case there. Pulock probably plays with Romanov, but maybe Schaefer gets Pulock, stay-at-home guy that can play more of a top one, top two pairing. So the Islanders have the veterans. I think it comes down to more of just finding a player that fits Schaefer's game. And I think for Schaefer, what makes it easy is that his game is everything. So just you get an offensive guy, you get a defensive guy, just someone that they trust out there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, but I do think there's a chance DeAngelo comes back, and we'll see maybe Pulock's the first guy to get a look with Schaefer.
Stefen Rosner from NHL.com joining us here, covering the New York Islanders. So what's the plan there, Stefen? Like you talked about it, like those picks might be in play that they got for the Noah Dobson deal. They got $20 million in cap space. They got veterans on the team as well. They got some young guys coming. What's the plan? Is this a rebuild, a retool, or are they looking to sneak into the playoffs next year? Like, do you know where kind of the management's headspace is at, where they want to be heading into this season?
Yeah, when we spoke to Matthew Darche at his introductory press conference, he made it clear that, one, he thought the Islanders were a playoff team last year, and obviously injuries and lack of consistencies on the special teams absolutely killed their chances of that. But I do think he believes that this team can make the playoffs. Now, that being said, he's got a heavy focus on player development. He knows the prospects that are coming. He's going to focus heavily on the Bridgeport Islanders, who have struggled mightily. So I think the outlook for him is evaluate this team, maybe through Christmas or the deadline, then move some veterans like Jean-Gabriel Pageau can be moved there. I know Anders Lee's on the final year of his deal. Maybe Casey Zizekias, who has 2 years left, gets moved. But try to make the playoffs. I don't think there's no problem trying to make the playoffs.
Of course.
I think this team can do it if they're healthy, but I think I don't think he's going to go big game hunting at the deadline to acquire the top name to go on a playoff run. Because I think he understands that, Schaefer's the guy they're going to build around. Cole Eiserman. If they get Higgins, they have a lot of young guys coming where, yes, you have Barzal, Horvat, Sorokin under contract. You want to win with those guys. But I don't think he's ready to go full-blown, let's win now, because he understands that he's got to have room on the roster too for these young guys to play. So I think you're going to see Darch evaluate this roster. I also didn't think he wanted to move Dobson, just got to that point. I don't think this was ever the plan, but now it's opened up doors for Higgins. So I think it's going to be evaluation. I don't think they're going to go crazy in free agency. Like you said, maybe some depth defenseman, a depth forward, more of a veteran, maybe even younger. Like Paterka would have been a great fit for them. Obviously that doesn't happen, but yeah, evaluation first, make some trade to the deadlines to offload some veterans that are not part of this feature, and then weaponize your cap space if you have to.
Exciting times down there on the island. First overall pick, 2 other picks that they can move for some players that can help now. So interesting to see what happens tonight. Stefen, you're all over it. Great coverage and great interview with us here. Thank you for taking the time on a busy day for you.
Appreciate it, guys. Enjoy the draft.
All right, that's Stefen Rosner from NHL.com joining us. He covers the Islanders. Great breakdown, though.
So when growing up, the Islanders were winning Stanley Cups, right? When I really started watching hockey, and I was just always looked up to them. And it's funny because I always, there's a lot of teams, but I still consider the Islanders somehow in my psyche kind of more of a Canadian team. I don't know why. Just because they were winning, that's how I identified success in the NHL when I was a youngster. So great breakdown.
Yeah.
And hopefully the Islanders are one of those teams where they've been good, but they seem like they've been just spinning their wheels in mud over the last few seasons. So that's
why I asked, what's the plan?
Yeah.
Is it a retool? Is it a rebuild?
Well, it's almost like a retool on the fly kind of thing is what they can do. But looking at their ages, I always thought Islanders got to get younger somehow. They have a good team built for the playoffs, but I think what hurts them is their age and the types of players they have doesn't always translate to regular season success. Once you get into the playoffs, playing a 7-game series against those guys, then the makeup of that team is kind of more successful, which is weird to say, but some teams are built for the regular season. Yeah. Some teams are built for the playoffs. It's just the way it is.
And they got 20 mil in cap. They got 2 extra first-round picks.
Yeah.
Which is just
3
unreal.
first-rounders.
So they can truly improve their team significantly here at the draft.
And they can make their fans happy by grabbing the local kid too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, will he be there at what is it?
Yeah, they would have
16?
to probably get rid of and trade down, right? But
yeah. Interesting times, though. I'm intrigued to see the Islanders because up until Stefen, I was like, he goes, those 2 picks might be in play.
Yeah. That's as soon as he said that, okay. And I didn't.
Because I remember when the Oilers had 3 picks in the top, 20, and they blew it outside of their first pick, which was Sam Gagner, right?
We should really have maybe next year's draft, but it's fun. I think it's Boston. They look at just over the 10 years, the picks that went next after their pick, they could have had an all-star team for a decade.
But I always give teams a pass because you don't know.
You don't know. I don't blame anyone. Especially I looked through my draft and I hadn't looked at it in decades, but there's so many. That's a good scouting staff, a staff that can grab those players in late rounds that turn out to be regular NHLers, right?
Like studs. Like that was a 6th round.
Yuri Lehtinen was 8th round or something like that. That guy was
unreal.
Come on.
Unreal. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out Tap 25 Restaurant. Prime rib special, just $18.99. It's available 7 days a week from 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. On the other side of the break, time for the Need for Speed segment for Rad Torque Raceway. And we'll finish off with our thoughts heading into the NHL draft. What will the Oilers do? Because we're back Monday, Joaquin.
We are?
Off Tuesday.
Oh.
For free agency day. Keep your phone on. You might be needed.
Okay.
To see what the Oilers do. And then we're off. And then we're, less than 2 weeks away from the golf tournament.
Oh,
yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. You're just, you're the marshal? Keeping play moving along?
Me and Benny Blanco from the Bronx, we're just going to be driving around, making sure everybody's okay, talking to people, maybe take some photos of the groups, just helping wherever Maddie needs us.
Videographer, I see.
Maddie is the boss.
Okay.
We're back here on EST Afternoons. Keep the thumbs up coming. And we say hello to the Winnipeggers, the Hustlerites, the WSTers. How you guys doing? 28th pick for Winnipeg tonight. At least they got a first round. Yeah, we're back after the break.
Trent Frederic is here to stay in Edmonton, signing an 8-year deal with the Oilers worth nearly $31 million total, $4 million per season. While in Montreal, Noah Dobson is now a Canadian being moved in a trade and sign deal from New York for the 16th and 17th overall picks in tonight's draft alongside Emil Heineman. Dobson's deal is for 8 years with an annual salary of $9.5 million, and in the move, the Islanders now hold 3 picks, including the first overall selection in tonight's draft. In other news, Charlie Coyle and Miles Wood have been shipped to the Blue Jackets from Colorado in exchange for a 3rd rounder in this year's draft, a conditional 2nd rounder in 2027, as well as Gavin Brindley. And out in Hamilton, the Alouettes and Ticats duke it out. Kickoff is at 5:30. McLeod Bethel Thompson starting for Montreal. While MLB action has Toronto playing Boston, Jose Barrios takes the mound for the Jays. Action starts at 5:10, and on the road, the Riverhawks meet the Nighthawks in Nanaimo. Listen to the full game on any of EST's audio streams. Coverage starts at 7:35. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back after a brief break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
River Creek Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue, July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
We're back here on EST Afternoon's final segment of the week from the William Huff Studios. Jody says, "Oh, that was a low blow there, Hernan." About what?
Right.
When I said the Oilers had 3 picks in the first round, they blew it.
Oh, really? What
Because they took Alex Plant and they took who was the other forward? Riley Nash. And if you look who went after, you're like, is that why though? Jody, let me know. I don't know what else I could have made you upset about. Matt says Winnipeggers are doing better after last night's game, Hernan. Oh,
ouch.
That's a low blow.
Right in the feels.
Not cool, Matt. Okay, we have to get to our racing segment. It's for Rat Torque Raceway. Catch one of the largest professional drag racing events in Canada, the Rocky Mountain Nationals, July 11th to the 13th at Rat Torque Raceway. Tickets and info online at radraceway.com. Joaquin, we got it's race week, buddy. If you're a NASCAR guy, it's not only an awesome race in Atlanta, as I think it's in Atlanta. Yes, it's supposed to be really, really great, and it's the in-season tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. But nonetheless, they're in Austria, Red Bull Ring.
The Red Bull Ring.
After FP2, Lando, Oscar, Max, your top three. Lance, fourth. Charles Leclerc, fifth.
Okay.
At the bottom, Colapinto, Hulkenberg, Behrman, Sainz, Albon. Williams struggling.
What about, didn't George finish first in FP1?
Let me check.
It was George.
Verstappen, Piastri, Alexander Dunn, who rode for...
oh, no way.
Who rode for McLaren.
Really?
Yeah.
That McLaren car is something else.
So, I'm looking at this saying, I'm thinking Red Bull might have a good weekend.
Well, one of them will.
Yeah, Max. I love Yuki, man. That guy's my boy, but he hasn't been very good. What are you anticipating this weekend?
Well, Mercedes brought some upgrades, right?
Yeah.
And I had meetings this morning, so I couldn't dive into practice. I'll do that this evening. I love watching practice. I just like seeing the cars and doing that. But I don't know. I want to see if, because I think the weather's not supposed to be too hot there from what I saw.
Okay.
And Mercedes is doing well in those cooler temperatures, 25 degrees or something. With the upgrades, I'm interested. And what piqued my interest is just seeing after George Russell is top of the charts after FP1. I think Mercedes has a good chance of doing something again this weekend.
Well, Van Owen says Ferrari and Williams are going to struggle this weekend. And I have a lot
That's
of...
every weekend.
I have both Williams guys on my team. I got to get rid of them.
I might have to use a chip and blow my teams up.
Me too, man.
and have a redo here.
How I'm seeing this, it's going to be the McLaren guys are going to be in there, Max, and then probably George.
Yeah, and Max still has to be on his best behavior too, right? So, yeah, qualifying will be great because Max knows that for him to really, he has to finish on pole.
Yeah,
because he can't be overly aggressive going into the first corner and things like that. So, but George is. I'm all here for it. I want to see George and Max fight. That's
the best.
It's the best, absolute best. And the F1 movie, I believe, comes
out this week.
Today, I believe.
I wanted to get Tim on, but with all this hockey news, I thought maybe we'd just do the segment ourselves. But because he did a review of the movie, and I haven't looked because he did a Nailing the Apex podcast. They did a review with Adam Wild.
Oh, did they?
I don't want to hear it until I watch it.
I know. Well, all I've heard is like for the three categories of people. The F1 people will be like, man.
Yeah.
The people that have watched Drive to Survive and graduated and started watching F1, they'll be, oh, this is okay.
Yeah.
And then the people that are maybe just starting to watch Drive to Survive, they go, this is unbelievable. Because they say it does give you a good glimpse into some of the danger and stuff. And obviously it's over dramatized, but come on. That's what we want.
How surprised are you with Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari?
I think it's the same way Ferrari fans have felt for
years,
forever. Is just the lead up. Everything looks great. All the feedback's great, and then you get to the actual races, and there's always something missing.
So is this more on the team?
Oh yeah.
Because
Charles has been a good driver, right? And there was that 1 year, I believe it was 4 years ago, where really he should have been battling Max. And it was a combination of mistakes, but it was all or nothing. It was either all of him, or it was the car, or it was the strategy that they were putting forward, right?
Yeah.
And I think Charles is just too good a driver to not have as more success than he already has. Like he should be challenging at the top. So and with Lewis, unfortunately, I don't think we'll see him challenging for a championship anymore.
No, it's fair. I mean,
you get to a point, and even in Newey's book talks about drivers, right?
Yeah.
Like they lose some.
Yeah. Like signs, remember the leading up to signing with Williams, it was like, we got to pick the right team because he may never win again. A race. Let alone a championship.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he went to Williams. Williams doing good stuff. They're struggling a bit lately, but I look at, because Tim Houraney told us at the beginning of the season, it's going to take some time for Lewis. Right? But now we're well into the season here.
Well, then it all flips again next year, though. Yeah. Like it's a whole new type of car. And maybe that's advantageous to Lewis because everyone's kind of starting at the same starting point, essentially. And I think, and I've said it, I think Lewis was completely robbed of a 8th championship.
He was
completely robbed.
But you never know. We'll see. We'll track this. But yeah, I got to make some definite upgrades to my teams. Coming after you, Barry and Cass, and somehow Gazzola and Lieutenant Eric are up there.
I know. Jeez. I watched a good show that you might.
Which one?
It's called Stick with Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
I saw the trailer. I might get into. I'm watching The Bear right now because
it just started. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm 6 episodes in.
6? Jesus.
The first 2 seasons were amazing. The third one was awful. This second one, it's had really good moments, but I still don't know what they're trying to do. It's like, I don't know. Like, does anyone else feel that the same way I do? Like, it's better so far than season 3, but it's just not moving quick enough. It's dragging. It's some episodes. I'm like, why? Like, why we because we want to see the restaurant. We want to see the crew.
Yeah.
We know all the personalities. We know what they're going through. Like, that's what you want. And I'm feeling it's fallen off. It's better than season 3. I'll give it that. But it's not even close to season 1 and season 2 yet. No. Now, there's 4 episodes to go. It might get better. But again, it's just too slow moving. It's looking back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I do want to watch that. I love Owen Wilson. So
it was funny because I picked it last night and I could hear my wife's eyes roll as I picked it. But I have to go to bed early. I can't last that long. So I grabbed the remote after we watched 2 episodes. I pressed it. I go, okay, I'm on episode 3. I handed her the remote because she stays up late and watches it. I go, okay, you'll be done this tonight, so I'll know that I can go watch it episode 3. She liked it. She was like, oh, I kind of like this. It's a good story. It's good.
Yeah. Max Pazuzu, I wouldn't say season 3 was awful. The first episode of season 3 was magnificent. No, really good shots, but again, like, just give me the restaurant, man, and give me the people that work there. That's all I want. Like, again, it's better than season 3 right now. There's been some few laugh out moments. Like, it's funny. I love the facts, brother. Fact. Shut up, fact.
Yeah.
So it's good. So it is what it is, but I'll continue to watch. I love the actors. They're all fantastic. Okay, practice 3 goes tomorrow, 4:30 in the morning, then qualifying at 8. So you have to have if you're in a fantasy league, you have to get your rosters in by 8 tomorrow morning, and the race Sunday at 7 a.m.
I'll be up at 4.
That was the Need for Speed segment for Rad Torque Raceway. Catch one of the largest professional drag racing events in Canada, the Rocky Mountain Nationals, July 11th to 13th on Rad Torque Raceway. Tickets and info online at radraceway.com. Okay, we got to get out here, Gage, quickly. By Tuesday, how many moves do the Oilers make?
By Tuesday?
Yeah.
None.
Okay. I'll say 1. Coop?
Victor Arvidsson traded.
Perfect.
1 move.
All right. This has been a fun show. Big shout out to Gage for the Mezcalitas. Reed Wilkins coming up with the Coop. Just the 2 of them, but they're going to be all over this Oilers and NHL news. Elks recap as well. The great Reed Wilkins on the way from 3 to 6. We're back on Monday. For Coop, for Hawk, I'm Hernan saying enjoy the weekend. Have some fun. Be safe. We love you. Download the show. Chowders!